live. Yes.
I'm trying to see where.
Yep, we are live on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook on the Asgard page right now.
Oh, on Twitch as well?
Yep.
Uh, Under you?
On the tube of you, yes. We are on the Chronic Chris page for YouTube. Uh,
No, on Twitch.
on Twitch, the Chronic Chris page. Because I don't know how to link it to the Asgard page.
Chronic Chris, what?
Chronic Chris 710.
710. There we go. Got a commercial first.
Fucking ads.
I know, that's bullshit. Bullshit! You got
And
a copy?
unfortunately, with the bullshit, I don't get to control the ads. Apparently, we're supposed to get paid for people watching them, but I ain't seen that happen either.
Yeah. All right, are we there?
Yes, hi people out in social media land. I am Chronic Chris from Asgard Radio. With me is Slider. And 15 years ago, this man, he had a fucking idea. It was a really good idea. So, what was your idea?
All right, so we'll go back. We'll take it back. Actually, it started in 2009. I was going to concerts, and they were nothing like the concerts I went to. I mean, I've gone to concerts for years, but back in the 80s, you had your opener and your headliner. And for example, my first concert was in '84. Autograph opened for Motley Crue. Okay, I saw Metallica open up for Ozzy Osbourne. I saw Rat open up for Bon Jovi. I saw Cinderella open up for David Lee Roth. So that's how it was growing up. Well, then I started going, to concerts in the '90s, and it was like, all right, cool. And then come the 2000s, I was going to concerts, and they were having these local bands. Now I'm in Northwest Indiana, so most of my concert going was for Chicago. So I was going to Chicago to see bands, but all these local bands were opening up. I never seen nothing like that. So some of them are really good. Some of them obviously are brand new. They didn't, not really good yet, but some fall on the wayside, some don't. But so I had this idea. Why not start a radio station on the internet? Not FCC regulated. We do have to do things for the what you call it, the music industry. We had to abide by their rules still, which
They
is
have
fine.
guidelines.
The guidelines. So I'm like, all right. So I dove into this. I really did. I just fucking I dove in, and I wanted to know what parameters were for doing it. Now I'm thinking this is just Chicago. I'm thinking about. So the first band we met, we were doing a live show. Well, let me go back. So anyway, I called a couple buddies of mine. One works at a bank. One is an artist. We were trying to come up with names, trying to just anything. I mean, we had lists. I ain't shitting you. We had lists of like fucking. It had to be over 200 names of shit on monthly basis. That's all we kept doing, is trying to figure out a name. And I would research, and I'm researching, and I'm going through government files for copyrights and registrations and all this shit. So he sends me, my buddy in California sends me an email one day, and I always tell everybody, for the fucking life of me, I cannot tell you what the other name was, but the one name was Asgard. I thought it was two names. It was this name and then Asgard. And it just clicked. Asgard Radio. That's where the gods will go to rock. And that's what started it. It was so Asgard Radio where the gods go to rock. And he put on the end there Mortals Welcome, which since we've dropped. But that's how the name came about. Now, fast forward a couple months, I am spending money like I never have, like for anything. Now, I'm not talking about like a house or, for anything I've ever done in my life, I'm spending fucking money. I'm doing copyrights, registration, lawyers, all this stuff, artwork, our first website, all this. I'm fucking forking out money. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want anybody to spend money. I don't want people to come to me and say, hey, how much, what does it cost to get on your radio station? Man, it'll cost you a fucking thank you. That's what it'll cost you. And so I got into it. I got everything copyrighted. I got everything registered. I trademarked a bunch of shit. And I thought, all right, I'm going to need an umbrella company to kind of hold. What the hell are you looking at?
Comment section. April said, hey, Slider, how's it going? Long time no talk. Hope all is well.
Comment on where?
She's all on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Hi, so, April.
What's up, April?
Whenever you're ready to come back, let me know.
Yeah.
We miss
so
you.
Anyway, I got everything set. So I thought, all right, I need an umbrella company. So I did Harwood Entertainment LLC. So everything falls under that. All legalities for all. So now I got Asgard Radio, Asgard Media, and Thunderpick Productions. And so I got into it. The first band I met was about 2 or 3 months in. We were doing live shows at Quaker Steak in Chesterton, Indiana. And I met two guys, Tom and Dave. And they were in a band called Thorn Fetish. And they come up to me and Dave's a tattoo artist and Tom was just hanging around just to talk about the tattoos and stuff, maybe give a few CDs out. And they came up and we were talking and he goes, you play, local bands. I said, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to meet local bands to play because I know there's no platform for you guys. And Thorn Fetish, they got me into the Chicago scene. I met a shit ton of bands. And then I got my first band from, international band from Australia. I don't know how that happened, but I ain't gonna argue. I never argue with shit that happens for the better. So I went back to school after that. I went back to school for my international management degree, master's degree. So I got a master's degree in international management, so I know what the hell's going on, and that's how it started. That's exactly how it started. I just thought there's some really fucking good bands out there that need a platform, and that's what I wanted to give them.
There is. April says happy anniversary. Thank you, April.
Thank you, April. Anytime, April, you come back. Come on. So, anyway, that's how things went there. Hold on, I'm trying to share this post here. Why the hell isn't it going? I don't know. So yeah, we started with 2 DJs. Myself and this guy named on air name was Zeru. I went to Purdue with him, and he helped me get started. And um, he ended up stabbing me in the back and all kinds of bullshit. So he's gone, and haven't seen him in years. But anyway, we started with two DJs and three listeners on April 2nd, 2010. And here we are, 2025, 15 years later, and still going, still doing what we do. And it's been a hell of a ride. It's been one hell of a ride.
Right now, four DJs, but a lot more than three listeners.
Yeah, oh, yeah, a lot more.
The last time I looked, I think we were at like 11,000 in the last 30 days.
That'll work. I never complain about numbers because, you know, anything could happen.
But yeah, Jim
It could be
made mention.
11,000 or 11 million. I don't ever really, I just want to make sure that the bands know that we are here for them and that we will try and do what we can to take care of them.
Exactly. Like I've said before, I don't care if no one's listening. I'm sitting here playing music that you're not going to hear on any other station.
Exactly. Exactly. You're not going to hear anybody like we did. You know, I was, what the fuck? All right. My internet is really jacked up.
April said maybe in the future. Well,
Well, whatever.
whatever. Let us know.
Yeah, we ain't
And Jim
going
did
to.
make mention about people asking him what's it take to be on your station. We would appreciate a smile, but we do it a little bit differently. And I've told many businesses I've been in and said, hey, if you want radio advertisement, we do it different. We don't ask you to pay for radio advertisement. We ask you to make a donation to the nonprofit, and then we'll get your advertisement on air.
Yeah. And that nonprofit is something that we started last year. And um, so, yeah, anything now that gets paid to the station goes directly to the nonprofit, and it's all tax deductible. We are a 501, 503C, 501C, whatever the fuck it is.
5013 LLC, nonprofit
Yeah,
organization.
yes, that's what we are. And anything you donate, anything you want to give to us for advertising or just a donation, yeah, it's all tax deductible.
And it has taken a while. It's been a year now, but we are about a year ago. We kind of tore down the station and rebuilt it with the nonprofit.
Yes,
Um,
yes,
so if anyone out there has suggestions of stuff you want us to put in the rotation for the auto DJ or stuff you want us to play, hit us up social media and let us know what you want to hear. We'll get it on there.
yeah, exactly. I mean, send us bands. If you know bands, send them to us. Just shit. Send us anybody. We don't. We're not. We don't judge bands. We let the listeners hear, and then if they like, they ask to hear it again. If they don't, then we'll just keep playing until. But if you keep, I'm gonna give you an example. The perfect example of a band that we met for the first time, oh fuck, years and years ago. It's a band called the Almas.
May
And
28th at the Cobra Lounge in Nashville.
there you go. The Almas were just starting out, brand new. They were just fantastic. I mean, obviously, Crystal is gorgeous, you know, and she's dating the fucking gorgeous guitar player with the long black curly locks. But she they were just something, and I've got to live interview them like 3 or 4 times. But
Real quick,
like I
let me answer a question. April says, do you allow once per month shows, or does it have to be at least once a week? April, I'm gonna say whatever works for your schedule, we'll get you on. We'll get you in and on.
yeah,
If it's
it
once a
doesn't
month,
matter.
cool. Let us know ahead of time. We'll post it on social media. If it's once a week, cool.
Yeah, I
Ever
mean
the schedule is.
we would I mean we would like once a week for the consistency, but I mean if once a month is what you could do, then we could work with it. But the Almas, and I tell all bands this, and when I started, but you have to promote yourself for us to be able to promote you. If we don't know what's going on, we can't promote it. If we don't know you got new music coming in, we can't play it. If we don't know you're going on tour, we can't promote it. Um, so you have to promote yourselves so we can help you. And the Almas have always promoted themselves incredibly hard. They are nonstop touring, and the only time they stop the tour is when they're recording a new album, and then they right back on the fucking road. But I'll play them forever because they really they're doing their best to get out there and do their thing. So
Same
that's
here.
it.
When I first met Jim, I didn't know there was anyone else in the world that had heard of the Almas.
Oh yeah, I met them on their first show. I met them on their first show up in Wisconsin. We were staying up there. It was great. It was fantastic. It was uh, uh, Rock to Stop 22. It was a veterans fundraiser. So
Yep,
yeah,
yep.
it was.
I still actually have my T-shirt. Piece of shit radio, motherfuckers. I wore that to my mom and dad's house one day. My nieces and nephews were there, and my mom, you got a bad word on your shirt. Where? I don't see one.
Now this hasn't come without its ups and downs. Now I got to tell you, um, I was I was homeless for about 2 months. I had a dog. Um, my mother was in her last like 4 or 5 years, so I couldn't take the dog to her house, and I didn't have any place to stay. This is after my divorce, and after I lost my job building H2 Hummers. They closed down. So I was going to Purdue up here in Hammond, Indiana. I was going there for my undergrad, for my communications and my history degrees. And I made friends with one of the security guards. And I asked her, I said, look, I'm living out of my car right now. And my dog, I explained to her the radio station, blah, blah, blah. I would do 8 to 10 hours. I would do an 8 to 10 hour show out of Purdue's library in one of their study rooms. I would do a show out of there, and the lady security guard would take care of my dog that was in my car.
That's awesome.
So I would do this for 2 months. I lived in my car, and I would go to the park with the dog, and then in the evening I would go to back to Purdue, go to the library, go into one of the rooms, do a show for like 8 to 10 hours, and then go back out. And the security knew me, so they let me sleep there. They let me do whatever. But they always helped me. They helped me with this little bitty fucking dog that I had, and so yeah, that was rough. That was rough, and that was after, like I said, that guy Zeru and two other guys that were DJing for me. They decided that they wanted to quit on me on their show in the same week, and then 8 months later they had another radio station up. So I'm like, whatever, guys. I don't give a fuck. I'm moving up. I'm moving forward. I don't give a shit. I don't give a good goddamn about you motherfuckers.
See, and there's there's two kinds of people in this industry doing radio shit. Those that do it because they want notoriety and want other people to be, hey, look at this guy.
Yeah.
You got people like me and Jim who we want to do this.
Yeah.
I've turned down other offers just because, for one, I would never get the freedom to say whatever the fuck I want, and two, I enjoy what we do here, the music we play, the Almas, Prison City Brigade, Gravehuffer.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, you know what? When I met you, I mean, right away I could tell we had the same mindset.
yeah.
We just want to help. That's it. We just want to play good music, help bands, and watch and just watch these bands grow. That's what we want. You know, we don't give a shit about money. We don't give a shit about anything. When we die, we're not taking anything with us. So I really don't give a shit about anything. I'm at the point in my life that I have done just about everything I could possibly do with my life. I have lived history twice, once in Germany, once in Iraq, and I'm at a point to where I can help people now, and I want to help these bands. I want to help them grow. I want to help them do things. You know, if you're in a different state and you're like, and you call, you send me a message or send, you know, Chronic a message and say, hey, you know, we're looking to jump on a show or whatever. You know, we can make calls. We do have contact. You know, we do have, you know, it might not be like major level like Kiss or fucking Metallica, but we can get you in contact with, you know, maybe Hailstorm, you know, maybe Butcher Babies, somebody, just somebody that you might be able to jump on tour with for a little bit.
Or
as long as you get out
like
there.
A lot of the small, or well, I can't really say smaller bands, but the bands that don't have labels behind them, like Raven Black.
Yes.
Always looking for people to tour with.
Yes. Yeah, Raven Black's a great one. She's phenomenal. Her and her husband are just fucking awesome.
They are.
Yes, when I first met them, I was blown away, and not just by their music and their stage presence, but when I met them off camera, they were just fantastic. You know, just talking, bullshitting. Then we got on camera. You know, they switched to their personas, and it went great. They were fantastic. So
and the thing I love about Raven the most, she does something I have never seen any other band do with the Kitty Mosh Pit. If you go to a Raven headline show, right off to the front of the stage, there's a little area sectioned off, and that's where your kids can go. And she has a couple of the rejects watching over, and they throw in stuffed animals for the kids to mosh with stuffed animals, and it's awesome.
Yes. So yes, it is. It is really fucking cool.
If you go to a Raven Black show, you can take your kids, and they will be taken care of.
Yes, they will.
You gotta worry.
And you know what? And I kind of like this too. When I went to veterans, when I went to veterans like gathering, this is shit 2005, 2006, somewhere around there. We went to we went to I had a woman I was with, and we went to a veterans bike gathering in Terre Haute, Indiana. And there's like, and this is not an exaggeration, 80,000 veterans were in this little fucking place in Terre Haute.
Oh, right.
And the woman that was with me, We had a camper. I rode my Harley down, and she had the camper on the truck, and we were, and the my kids. I mean, they were, Jesus, we're talking not even double digits yet. I don't think. And I would give them money and say, okay. They were like, Dad, can we go to the tent? Because they knew that the tent had everything in there where you could buy. You could buy veteran shit, you could buy kids shit, all kinds of stuff. Pins, patches, whatever.
Right.
And they're like, so I give them each like $50, and they run off. And the girl, the woman I was with, she was like, "Is you sure you want them going like that?" I'm like, honey, this is the safest fucking place they could ever be.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody in this compound gonna fuck with anybody else's kids. If somebody does, you're gonna see somebody come running out of the fucking bushes at somewhere and help those kids. I am not worried about my kids in a fucking biker rally, especially a veteran biker rally. Yeah.
Because I'll tell you what, kid gets lost, and I always say to my kids, if you get lost, and now I'm gonna teach my grandkids, if you get lost somewhere, find a biker.
Find a biker. That's all. Find a fucking biker.
They will make sure you find your mom and dad.
Exactly. Always find a biker. So it's the same thing in the rock world, in the music, in our industry. If, like you said, the Kitty Mosh Pit, we can do a lot of. I took when I first started, the very first year, this is kind of befuddles me a little bit. The very first year I had it, I went to a lot of DWP concerts and Rock on the Range, all kinds of shit. And I would take my kids, and they would run around. And again, one of the women that were with me, she was my Asgard girl at the time. She was like, "Do you want them running around?" I'm like, "You know what? I am not worried about my kids in a fucking rock concert. I'm just not, because people watch out for other people there."
Right. Biker rallies and metal concerts. Your kids
Yeah.
are safe.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I really wish we could get media for DWP events, because as soon as the lineups come out, that last band we talked to 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
They're playing one of the second stages at Inc. this year.
Yeah.
And since we can't get DWP media, I try to get as many of the second stage bands as I can before the events.
And you know what? I don't understand that, because I was at DWP for 10 years until COVID hit. And then after COVID, when you or I send, our information to them, they turn us down, and I don't get it, because we were there for a long time.
A lot of shit, and COVID closed a lot of doors.
Yeah, it did. But you know what? We still get our interviews for those little bands. We still, we're still promoting. We have. If you go to our website, asgardradio.com, go to our tour page, and you can see posters. And this is all Chris. This isn't me, because I'm never fucking home.
I sit there and literally scroll through social media looking for tour flyers.
Yeah, I mean, maybe after today, I don't think I have a job, but it is what it is. The GM and I got into a huge fucking argument. So he said I'm not a leader. I don't do what I'm supposed to do. And I was like, what the fuck ever. I said, you grew up on daddy's money. Shut the fuck up. So anyway, I digress.
Funny you say that. A couple weeks ago, someone called me a trust fund baby. I said, yeah, I'm a trust fund baby. Mom and dad trusted me to fund myself.
Yeah. Oh shit. Yeah, and after this fucking 30-minute argument, which is why I was so late, my lady calls me and she goes, "Are you okay?" I said, "I'm fine." I said, "I'm fine. I really am. I'm fine." And she was like, "Well, I was just worried." And I said, "I appreciate it. I said, I love you. I appreciate it. But, I knew this was coming. I knew this fucking heated exchange was coming, because him and I both have. Um, he is a 28-year-old son of a fucking rich ass lawyer. So, and he is not a fucking leader. He is not a manager. He's just a fucking kid that running a store. That's it.
See, and I feel you, man. I'm in the same boat. I can't stand people in their 20s, under the age of 25. I'm sorry, if you're under the age of 25, you're a fucking idiot. But I will make one exception. Uh, Jay Bird at Island Cycle Works in Island, Kentucky. This kid's barely 20 years old, and he knows more about bikes on his pinky finger than I know altogether. And I mean,
Yeah.
my dad was a biker, Grandpa was a biker. I got a Harley sitting in the driveway, yet this fucking 20-year-old kid graduated high school and passed up a football scholarship to go to MMI so he could start his own business working on bikes. Like, damn, dude. I got respect for that kid. I don't know of any kid that would pass up playing college ball for working on bikes.
Yeah. Yeah, this is yeah, we got into it, but that's not why we're here. So
I'll tell you a funny one. Last night I was sitting here, and you've seen pictures of my bike. I actually
yeah.
had an idea to get a paint job on it to make it look like it's just duct taped together.
You know that's funny.
Even my
Because
wife is like, "That's a good idea,"
yeah, um,
and she
because
don't say
I
that often.
no, we don't get that often. No, we don't. But Amy's funny because every time I'm like, "Fuck, my knee hurts," she goes, "Oh, fuck, it's just duct tape, but you'll be all right." Or like my back has been really fucked up lately, and she was like, "Oh, we'll just hold you together with some duct tape." It's so funny that she says that all the time. It's
Well,
just
somewhere around here, I got a jar of dirt just to rub in it.
because I mean I'm 56 and she's 41, so it's like she teases me all. Well, we tease each other actually, because I always joke with her like when I went to Desert Shield in '90, she was fucking 6, and so it's like. But then she always tells me she's like, because her dad just had knee surgery, and I'm having like right hip and back issues. And she's like, I'll just sit you up next to my dad, and I'll just have to take care of both of you.
Right? Well, and you gotta remember, it is my personal belief that men live harder lives than women.
Oh, from what I've done in my life, yeah,
Yeah. Um, and I mean, the stuff I've done can't even compare to the shit Jim's done. I could only wish. I mean, when I was in high school, I took the ASVAB. I scored really, really high. They actually wanted to recruit me, and then they found out I had some other issues and got denied for military service. And I think all the time how different, because I actually wanted to get into naval intelligence and radio communications.
yeah,
And
you would have been in a signal brigade, yeah.
and if that could have happened, my life would have been totally different. But at the same time, probably never would have been introduced to Jim and wouldn't be sitting here doing this with him. So it all
Yeah.
worked out.
Hey, you know what? Our life takes us in different paths, in different ways. Um, and Amy and I talk about it all the time. We're like, we met each other at each other's kind of a shit time, so it was just kind of it was meant to be. And I'm not gonna lie, because I met Chris at a time where I really fucking needed somebody to help run Asgard. I couldn't do it alone. I can't do this alone. There's no fucking possible. I have tried for years and years to do this alone, and it was driving me crazy. And Chris came along and took the helm, and I'm like, dude, be the fucking manager. I don't care what you do. You know, hire people, fire people. I'm gonna back you, whatever you need. And he's done it for what, 4 years? Has it been 4 years?
It's been 4 years now. Yeah.
Yeah, 4 years. And he has hired and fired and talked about, you know, people that we could possibly get, or you know, doing concerts and shit. And I have backed him on every, and I couldn't. And I'm not gonna lie, this is not no bullshit. And I'm not saying it because he's like right next to me on the screen. Um, I couldn't do this today without Chronic. There's no fucking way. I tell everybody, and Chronic, I've said this before to him, and I've said this before to interviews. But I tell a lot of people that I pay the bills. Chronic runs the station. That's it. That's how it is. He does everything. He'll We have a weekly meeting. We'll talk every week. Sometimes twice a week, and he'll say, "Hey, I got this. You know, I'm going to do this and this." I'm like, "All right, run with it. If it works, cool. If it don't, take it down." Um, we had a fucking, oh my god, that guy from New York.
Crazy Joe.
Oh my
When you
fucking
said you had
god.
to fire some DJs, I thought he's the only one I really actually had to get rid of. And he
Yeah.
just, I don't know, he seemed cool. He did a couple of shows. He was really good. And then all of a sudden he went off the deep end because he wanted to say, hey, me and Jim, we got this belief free speech. Talk about what you want. Don't talk about religion. Don't talk about politics. And don't be a racist fucking dick. I won't say which one of those three that guy wanted to do, but he wanted to do one of those three. So
It was one of the three. Yes. And it was just, it was crazy. I could not fucking believe that he actually had some sort of show before he came on with us for a show and a half.
yeah,
And I, and then he started talking bad about us. Motherfucker, you're calling out blacks, you're calling out Jews, you're calling, dude, seriously?
some people
No.
just can't handle their drugs.
Oh my God. And then we had, what was it? What I believe it was you. Um, had to be when those two guys from England jumped in one of our chats and was it you? And started talking about Trump and politics and stuff. And we're like, hey, we're not talking about politics, and we're about music. It might have not been you. It might have been what's his name, who is no longer around. I don't even know where the fuck he is anymore. But it might have been before you. But
I
these,
don't think that was me because most of the people I talk to in Europe are usually Germany or Netherlands.
right.
I don't
Well,
get too many English people.
these two cats from England came on. I think it was in Trump's first presidency, and they were like, "Hey, what do you think about the politics and Trump's presidency?" And we're like, "Hey, dude, we ain't about that. We don't give a shit. We're here about music. We want to talk about music. You got bands you want to talk about. You got bands over in England that you want us to know about. Talk about them, but we are not talking politics. That is not what we do."
Nope.
And they were cool. For about 6 months, they were cool, and then they just kind of disappeared.
Hey, what's
We got
going on, Adam? Guy out there watching on YouTube.
right on,
We're
right
just
on.
sitting here talking Asgard. Jim's been doing Asgard for 15 years, and I've been with him for 4 years now. And but I gotta say, at the same time, I mean, right now, right here, I don't know where I'd be if it wasn't for Jim. I mean, I was doing other things, and I had just quit another radio show that it wasn't my cup of tea, and I was kind of in a bad place, and was talking to my brother up in Illinois, and he's like, well, hit up Jim. He's got a radio station that I'm pretty sure is right up your alley. And what's it called? AsgardRadio.com. I says, you motherfucker. All right, let's do it. Um,
Yeah, yeah, it was great.
well, because
I
even
mean,
before when he said Asgard Radio, I'm very proud of my Norse heritage. My ancestors were Vikings, and I was just like, that's it, dude. That's where I'm going. Valhalla bound.
it's funny how things happen. It really is, and I mean, I don't know how much longer I have in me. I cannot do 3 and 4 day fucking concerts anymore. I can't do those. Um, I'm just getting too old, and my body just doesn't like 4 or 5 hours of sleep, and then going another 18 hours a day to do interviews and fucking networking. Um, we do have a few concerts coming up April 29th, I think. Going to see Stitched Up Heart up here at the Forge in Joliet. Um, August, we have Shinedown, Hailstorm, and then we also have Volbeat uh, that's going to be in Chicago that we're going to go see. So we'll be doing little write ups on that and some photos and shit. But we just if there's anybody out there that has a small band touring or in the areas where we can come out and check out, let us know. We'll come out. It doesn't if it's in a good radius to where we can go do it, then yeah, we'll do it. I, it's not a problem. I'll travel, but you just got to let me know where you are. And what you got? You got
Same.
something else?
I was gonna say same here. I love going to meet new bands, even if it's bands I've already seen and have already met. You got someone opening for you that I haven't seen. Like May 28th, I already said Cobra Lounge in Nashville for the Almas, and Reign of Z, I believe they're with, and whoever's opening for them, I can't wait. July 15th, 16th, 17th. I can't make this one. I'm hoping someone on the Asgard team will. And this is another thing I say, even if you don't want to be a DJ, promoter, interviewer, um, anything people want to do to join our staff. It, I'm trying to work with Rockfest. That's July 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th for us to be able to go up there and volunteer and help, and we get promotions and sponsorships through them. Unfortunately, my nephew's getting married that same weekend, so I'm not going to be able to do it this year. But then October 9th in Davenport, Iowa is Punk in the Corn, 2-day punk music fest.
Yeah. We I do have another. I have under Asgard Radio LLC. I have Asgard Radio, Asgard Media, and Thunderprick Productions because I used to put on concerts in Northwest Indiana and Chicago. I'm going to try and do that again. I'm going to talk to a promoter up here in Northwest Indiana to see if we can jump on as a sponsor or a promoter for them. But if you're out there and you want to go to concerts and you know I used to do for our media team before, and I always got to say before COVID because that's when the shit hit the fan and we weren't able to do much. But I had like 5 different people all over the country that would be able to go into concert. I would send them in, I would send in their name, um, and phone number, email, whatever, and they would get into concerts, do interviews and stuff like that. And that was Asgard Media. So if you're out there and want to just do media and go out and do interviews and photos of the show of the concert, let me know because that also helps. helps a lot that we have more uh what's the word I'm looking for?
But
More to show.
but also, if you want to do on-site interviews, you got to watch that because you got to make sure to check with the venue that you'll be able to go
Yeah.
in and do your interview and not have to pay for a ticket or pay for something just to go do your interview. Um,
Right. Now, when I go do interviews, when I go do backstage and get media passes, I'll pay for my ticket. But if you guys, whoever, if you're on my media team, I'm going to try and get you media passes to where you don't have to pay for tickets, to where you don't have to spend any money to get in, and then go backstage and do the interviews. The only thing I ask for the media people is whoever you're interviewing, one or two bands or whoever, go to their merch table and buy some because we have to give back. We have to give back to the bands that let us come in and interview them. That's how I feel. See, if you see everything behind me right now, all that shit I bought because bands and entertainers let me come in and do interviews. So that's why I just asked. Just buy a shirt, buy something. If you want to buy, you know, um, a drum head or a cymbal, but you don't have anywhere to put it, I got someplace.
same here. That's another thing. I say. I like going to the pre-check with the venue because if I can go in and do an interview and not have to buy a ticket, that's more money I get to spend at the merch table.
Exactly. And if they're going to give us free tickets, be it 40 or $400, go buy something.
Yeah,
Just go buy something. Show your appreciation that uh they let us interview you and then put it on YouTube and put it around because we just want to promote every fucking unsigned independent band that we possibly can.
right. When we a couple years ago when we had the Sonic Temple giveaway, one of our listeners and I one of our listeners that had two passes for Sonic Temple hit me up and said, "Hey, dude, I don't give a fuck what you say, and you're going with me." Okay, let's go. We spent so much money on merch that weekend.
Yep. It's all about the bands, man. It really is. It's
Yeah,
not about it's not about Chronic or myself. It's not about, us, acquiring all this shit that we got. It's about promoting you guys. We will talk about you so much up until that concert that you let us come to that you might get sick of hearing our voice talking about you.
I get sick of hearing myself talk about the same upcoming concerts, but I'm gonna do it anyways.
We're going to do it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the bands. We're going to talk about the concerts, and we're going to talk about your tour. And that's because that's what we do. And I can guarantee because I pay the bills that Chronic nor I make any money off this whatsoever. We don't care about the money. We care about music. That is our thing. It's just about the music.
Exactly.
And
No.
I love hearing new bands. It just you guys have no idea. It's almost orgasmic to hear new bands come up and say, "Hey, we got a new album," or or a band coming in and say, "Hey, we're trying to get out there. We got a new song. We don't have an EP yet, but we're trying." I'm like, "Dude, send it to me. Fuck it. Even if it's not mastered, if it's not mastered yet because you can't afford it, send it in and we'll play it."
I got a band in, not really a band, it's a one person band in my collection that has one song that I do play on occasion.
Yeah, it's we here at Asgard are all about the music. That's how I started it. That's why I started it, and I can now say that the people that work here are about the same thing. It's all about the music. It's all about the bands and promoting, excuse me, as much as we can because that's what we want to do. I mean, literally. Oh shit, that's exactly what we want to do, and we want to promote as many bands as we can and do what we can for everybody.
April says she goes to a lot of concerts in Florida. I know you guys got a great metal scene down there.
Well, yeah, because the weather's always nice, so they can always fucking.
Yeah, they can always. Let's have a show. Hurricane's coming.
Yeah.
All right, we got to wait a couple hours.
So yeah, but yeah, it's been a wild ride. It's been a hell of a 15 years, but I can't complain. I really can't because it's things have gone bad and things have gone good. And right now we're doing a lot of good for I hope bands that appreciate what we're doing and we want to keep going. We don't I don't want to stop. I know that I can't get to a lot of concerts anymore. Um, and I'm just gonna chalk it up on age um and army bullshit.
Well,
uh,
well, my good buddy told me last year we were at Full Terror Assault. I says, you know, man, I can't get down in the pits like I could a year ago, man. It's just, it sucks. He says, yeah, I came to that conclusion myself a few years back, but I can still stand in the back and fist pump like a motherfucker. I said, well, yeah, there's always that.
now we'll do now if you saw in the last few years, Chronic does some kind of stupid shit like downing a fucking bottle of Malort. But we'll do stupid shit. But we can't do it 4 days in a row.
I can still do it, just not as often and not as quickly.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we do stupid shit. Now
Well,
we
there
did.
was a reason why I chugged the Malort. It was the first person to puke was supposed to win money, and I can't puke, so
Well, you know what? When who was it? Was it oh fuck? Who came out with the beer years ago? Was it Metallica? No,
Anthrax, War Dance.
Anthrax. Yeah, when Anthrax came out with their beer, man, we got up, got out of the hotel, we had breakfast, and then um went to there you go, and we went to the media area, backstage, media tent. And we're sitting there, and they had a fucking cooler of beer at like 9 a.m., 10 a.m. And it was funny as fuck because all the media guys, everybody that was supposed to do interviews, we were all drinking all morning, all fucking morning, and it was just, it was funny as fuck because then all the bands come in and we're like, because
I'm pretty sure it was the Anthrax War Dance that started it, but nowadays, I mean, Megadeth has a Toot Le Mans, Motorhead has Road Crew. Um, as far as
Iron Maiden
whiskeys
had
go,
a beer for a while.
everyone has a whiskey.
Everybody, Iron Maiden had a beer. Um, Snoop Dogg has.
Yep, Trooper.
Yeah, Trooper. Snoop Dogg has a gin and wine.
What is it, 12 counts?
What's that?
Snoop Dogg's wine brand. It's like 12 counts or something like that.
Yeah, it was he incorporated it with the wine where you can put your phone on these these criminals
Yep,
and it'll tell you about the criminal. Yeah,
yep,
that's
yep,
it. And
yep.
he's got his I don't know what the fuck strawberry gin or some shit. I don't fucking know. It was just disgusting. Um, but what you call it? Metallica.
They got
They
Black
got
End.
yep,
Slipknot's got number 9.
yep.
Um, Slayer's got Rain and Blood Red Merlot wine.
Okay, all right. Um, didn't Ozzy have one for a while?
Not that
I
I'm
can't
aware of.
I can't remember if it was Ozzy. Maybe not.
No, I don't think Ozzy had a liquor.
Might have not. Okay, might have not been. All right, but
I'm pretty sure he did sponsor Hennessy in the '80s for a minute.
I am sure. Yeah, he sponsored a lot of shit in the fucking 80s.
Well, his and Sharon's wedding cake had 15 bottles of Hennessy in it.
Yeah. Well, we already found out that he is an alien.
Yeah, I truly believe so.
He is a fucking alien. We talked about what when we did an interview, we were talking about Ozzy, and they did a workup on him, and he has some sort of fucking gene or
He
some
has
shit.
a Neanderthal chromosome.
Yeah, yeah, and that's why he's still alive with this fucking nuts.
And I guess that's what gives him a really high tolerance for substance.
Yeah. but uh, but yeah, Asgard. 15 years. I really can't tell you how many more years I have in me. Um, I have a lot of health issues. I don't want to stop this. I really don't. If it comes a time to where I can't do things, um, I will do interviews and keep it going and let chronic take over. But it's just it's been a great ride, and I hope I really hope that the bands that we have played, that we have helped promote, um, know that we are always here. And I know a lot of bands that they always forget where they come from. They always forget that you know the people that helped them, and which is fine. It is what it is.
There was somebody that was listening to you when you were nobody. That's how you became somebody. Don't forget that guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. That is so right. Um, but yeah, I just want to help promote, market, do whatever I can for all you bands out there that are trying to make it, or are just even don't want to stay local and want to play, just want to play shows. That's fine too. Whatever you guys want to do, we'll do it. I don't fucking care. And we just want to play good music. We want to play rock and help everybody that we possibly can.
Same here. I just want to help bands.
Right.
If a band needs something, let me know. I'll try my best to help you out.
Exactly. Well, we
Especially if
will
you
do
need
our
a
best to help you out.
driver or a roadie or.
Yeah. Did you see? Okay, getting way off base here from the fucking thing we want to do. Mother, why the fuck do you have to pay Gene Simmons to fucking be a roadie when that motherfucker should be paying you?
Yeah, I seen that. It's like what, couple $1,000 or whatever to be Gene Simmons
Thirteen
roadie for
thousand
a
some
day.
odd dollars you have to pay to fucking move a fucking amp. No, ain't happening.
That's just ridiculous.
I would rather I would rather fucking load and unload a no-name band before I do that. And I'm a Kiss fan. Huge Kiss fan. Have been since 1977. Huge Kiss fan. But there's no fucking way I'm going to pay somebody to move an amp when I can fucking go help somebody and load and unload their shit.
I'd rather listen to Vince Neil Today live for 6 hours.
Yeah, I don't get that. I don't. How the fuck? What the fuck is? And you know what? Some dumbasses are gonna fucking pay for that.
Someone is. Some hardcore Kiss fan.
Like I said, I've been a Kiss fan since 1977. There's no fucking way. But then again, we know the industry.
Exactly, and Gene Simmons will do anything for a buck.
Oh, well, he fucking
He tried to
copyrighted.
copyright the horns.
No, he copyrighted the fucking dollar sign on the money bag. Yeah, he copyrighted the dollar sign on the money bag.
So if I draw a money bag with a dollar sign, I gotta pay Gene Simmons?
Yeah.
I think Scrooge McDuck might owe him some money.
All right, well, if there's anything you guys want to know, let us know. If not, I worked all day. I am fucking beat to shit. I'm tired. What the fuck? Oh, there we go. Okay. But, yeah, I'm about to. Oh, fuck, it's almost 8 o'clock. Yeah, oh, yeah. I'm old man. It's almost past my bedtime.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, check us out on social media. Check out our website. Feel free to tune in whenever.
15 years.
15 fucking years.
15 years of Asgard Radio. I have tried, and I'm not going to lie, I've tried my best for everybody. I have been around to a lot of states to try and help people. So, and I'm not stopping. And if I ever have to stop, Chronic's going to take it over, and he will continue doing everything that we have done. I have what's the word I'm looking for? I have all the faith in Chronic to take over when I'm done. It's been a great run so far, and I really want to help as many bands as I can before I fucking retire.
I told Jim Asgard's going to be around for a long time, because if anything happens to him and I got to take over, the day his grandson turns 18, Asgard goes to him.
Yeah, I want it to stay the same as helping bands as we do, and I can honestly say that Chronic has the same mindset as I do, and I know he will take it. And if after he takes it, after I'm gone, maybe he'll pass it on to somebody that will continue on. So I am. It's been a fantastic ride. It really has. With all the ups and downs, and with me trying to keep it going as much as possible, helping bands. Just you guys just keep sending bands, keep sending us everything that you guys got, because we want to play everybody. If it's your first song, your first album, we want it. We want it.
Yeah, we want to hear it.
We want to hear everything. We want to hear it. And the only thing is, don't get upset if we give you some constructive criticism.
Yeah.
Because we want you to succeed. And Chronic and I have been in this industry for a long time. So if we hear something that is not right or that doesn't that may need a little more adjusting or a little more mastering, we're going to tell you. And it's not because we don't think you're good. We just think this would make it better.
This could really be something.
Yes. So
And you know, if I don't expect everyone to take my advice. I mean, who the hell am I? I'm a guy that sits around and listens to music and knows what it should sound like.
right. Yeah, exactly.
And I've had bands that have actually really appreciated the criticism I've given them. Take it to heart and use it. And then, you know, of course, every now and again you get a band that just, fuck you. Who are you? What's your opinion? Who asked you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey man, I'm just trying to give you a tip that might help you advance.
Exactly. And that's what we're here for. I mean, I don't play an instrument. I have absolutely no fucking talent whatsoever except bullshitting, but I do hear music very well. And if I tell you that something is off, please trust me, it's off. I'm not trying to negate what you're doing. I'm just trying to help you because it's just been, I mean, Jesus Christ, my first album was 1977. This is 2025. If you don't think I know music by now, yeah, there's an issue.
Hell, first time I ever got to meet a band and climb on a tour bus, I was like 7 years old. It was Conway Twitty. But no, because like a while back, I had a guy. He did a cover of Hallelujah, and asked me what's my opinion on it. And I told him, you did a great job. But honestly, that is a very difficult song to cover. I've heard versions of it that were just crap. And I've heard versions of it that downright brought a tear to my eye. There was so much emotion behind it. I heard the emotion, but it was put more emotion into it, bring more out. Sit there and just mull on something before you sing it. And he says, you know, I'll think about that and put that back into my music. And I was like, wow, dude took my advice. And he's better than I am.
All right, everybody. I'm going to go because I am fucking beat. I had a long day. Got into a huge argument with my general manager at work. So I'm going to go drink. I'm going to get drunk and see if they call me and tell me I'm fired tomorrow.
All right. Well, let's hope you ain't fired, brother.
Well, you know what? Honestly, with this fucking job, I don't really even give a shit because this fucking punk ass 28-year-old thinks he's all that, and yeah, he ain't. But anyway, I digress. Listen, this is Asgard Radio. We want your music. If it's your first song, your first album, whatever, we want it. We will play it. We will do what we can to promote you. If you're on tour, we will put if you have a tour poster, we'll put it on our website and we will continue to advertise it as much as we possibly can.
Speaking of tours, two more real quick. I can't remember the exact date. You'll have to look at their social media. Prison City Brigade is going all Johnny Cash, and they're going to be playing at a prison in Kansas. And then they're not really, well, they are kind of a band. It's former members of Green Jello called the Motorcycle Cowboys. And they're going to be Sturgis and a couple other bike rallies this summer. So check those guys out as well.
Wait, hold on. I talked to Green Jello like fucking years ago. What? This is news to me. What did I miss?
Okay, so you know, Green Jello is one of the biggest bands in the world.
Yeah.
Member-wise, they literally have 100 members in his. Bill Manspeaker has 100 members in his band. One of their bass players is a guy by the name of Dakota, and he does the Motorcycle Cowboys, which is basically a motorcycle stunt show with 3 other members of Green Jello. And they do the Wall of Death. They do just motorcycle stunts. And it's actually pretty badass.
Huh. All right, one more announcement before we go. Tony and Shannon have retired from Godsmack. So Godsmack is on tour right now, I believe in Europe. And Tony and Shannon have left the band and or retired from music.
Mid-tour.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Shannon Larkin, Tony Rombilla to retire from the band permanently on good terms. They want to spend more time with their family and live a quiet life away from touring. Holy shit.
Oh, wow.
And they're over in fucking Europe right now.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't know what to say about Godsmack right now.
That's, yeah, a little difficult to process, right? Mid-tour. Well,
Yeah.
and
Shit.
see, Godsmack is one of those bands it's kind of difficult for me. Years and years ago, I had a buddy that played guitar for a band out of Chicago, and they were supposed to go on tour with Godsmack, and I was going to go along with and be his roadie and guitar tech. And unfortunately, he had personal issues and had to drop out of the band, and so unfortunately, I never got to tour with Godsmack.
This, because they were talking about North American tour. So,
Oh,
because right now they're touring with POD and Drowning Pool.
Yeah, and they have someone from Evanescence in the band right now.
All right, well, hopefully Godsmack has a backup plan and can continue their tour and hopefully have a North American tour with some new members. I just wanted to throw that out there before we wrap this up because
if they don't have a plan, keep your ears to the ground for auditions.
Yeah, no shit.
It's happened before.
It has. Yes, it has. So,
ladies and gentlemen,
right,
Jim, Slider, thanks for hanging out tonight. It has been a blast hanging out with everyone, celebrating 15 years of Asgard. Jim, you look like you need a drink, so go get one. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll be on tomorrow night for Throwback Thursday, and I'll be gone this weekend. But, yeah, we're going to have some fun. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
No, I love all you guys in the music industry. I have, and like I said, I have no talent. I can't sing. I can't play an instrument. I respect all you do on stage and everything that you contribute to the music industry. So just know that I appreciate everything you guys do, and I will be here until the day I die to keep promoting and helping out the bands that are out there that are brand new and need just that little lift. And I know after either I retire or I'm gone, Chronic's gonna take over and just keep
Smoke weed,
doing
ride motorcycles, and play rock and roll.
What's that?
Smoke weed, ride motorcycles, and play rock and roll.
There you go.